All right, tonight's project. We can get some steering in this thing. So, this was a used chassis. That was originally ours. We cut the rear end out of it, put it in our new tractor. And I grafted this 4 9-inch back in it. This gets planetaries, just like a regular mini rod. So had to come in here and put all the structure back in. Put this tube back in. Put those 2 down tubes back in. Put this fender support back on it with all the Zeus tabs and the light, and these 2 tubes here. Remount the tops of the wheelie bars. So that's that. So next thing is get steering in it. So I went down and I robbed the steering wheel off the other mini rod because I ain't got one. I need something to mock up with. So it's got the steering wheel off that. I made this tube. So it's just a piece of 3/4 1018. I try to get light, so I drilled the ends out, turn the center down, and then this is all 058 chromoly down to these tabs. So what I'm lacking is I need to put a cross brace in to go down to detect the top of the transmission. So it's got 3 points, so it won't just land in your lap. Connect the steering from here to here, but before I do that, I kind of need to get connected to the rack down there and get into this idler. So it'll be 2 universal joints here, one there to here, and then it'll be one here, this one, and this is a double. I gotta have a double because the rack is mounted in the center of this tractor, and this shaft has a lot of angle going to the outside of the tractor, so I need a double to make that sweep there. So we were going to start working on that. So here we go. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I got to be a little bit mindful of where this cross member goes, or whatever support I have to keep this up besides the piece of lumber here. So I think I'm going to bring a piece of 1/2-inch chromoly from here down to a tab. That's going to be an angle, so it'll come back here. So here to here, one on each side. I'll make the tab kind of wide so it can get both pieces in. I can't go directly on top of this because this gets a blanket wrapped around it. So I think that's what we're going to do. I don't see anything wrong with that. So I'm going to get this all supported and start cutting some 1/2-inch chromoly. Now it's going to be a little bit crude because I'm not going to cope them. I'm just going to grind them in. Because when you get to coping the 1/2 inch to a bigger tube, it's mainly straight cuts anyway. There ain't much of a cope. So that's it. Get my handy dandy heavy thing over here. Put my steering column. This is kind of overkill, but what do I need? Something. What? Do this one. There you go. Alright. Now, how wide should I make my tab, do you think? Any ideas? inch and a half. Let's do inch and a half. My hole is actually offset. Okay. Which is offset. So my hole is offset. I'm going to use, this is the center of the gearbox right here. This hole's offset a little bit, so I'm going to kind of see how far offset it is. Oops. My eyeball looks like it's like 3/16 offset. Alright. I'll probably just use a piece of angle, honestly. Yeah. Looks like I need to clean my saw out. Pretty minor deal. Got me a piece of 1.25 by 1.25 93 wall angle. What did I say, 2 inches? No, not that much, inch and a half. I don't want to get too wide, it starts looking hacky. Keep everything nice and small and light on mini rod. Every ounce matters. Takes about an hour and a half to get the sander to wind up. Get a hole poked in here. If you have a small garage or a machine shop, small fab shop, you make your own stuff, and you don't have a Bridgeport yet, redo it. Go get you one. You don't need a nice one, it just has to drill holes. You don't have to mill with it, it's the best drill press ever. Highly recommend. I know I did my part. You go to Harbor Freight, using these parallels. Costs like 30 bucks, I think. I don't know. Get your little pointer. You don't need nothing fancy. Just use it as a drill press. Anything. Put my pointer on the edge here, 0 my readout. And X. Probably 750 wide. I know my part's 1.5 inches wide. If I cut it right. Have that 750. So go 750. And 0 the readout again in X. And I remember I was 3/16 off center to the left hand side. So we'll go 187 off. It's not perfect. Nobody's gonna come up here and measure how far the hill is. If they do, I don't like it. You know? It's not cool. Look here, the 5/16 drill bit, exactly what I need. Sometimes it pays not to put your stuff away. Look at that. Come over here. Back to here. Give me a wrench. We will eventually, once we kind of figure out what the heck we're doing, we'll radius all these corners. Radius all these corners really nice. Make it look good. Square enough for now. So what my plan is now I got a nice flat surface to run my tubes to. My down tubes from here to here. So we'll do that now. I think I get a little quick rough estimate here. It is still have to come out perfect. I'm just trying to get it close. I'm going to shoot for like 14.5. That'll work. Then I'll just kind of halfway cut at the bandsaw and start sanding it in where I like it. Because like I said, you could cope it, yeah, but it's just going to pretty much be a flat piece. And those copes not perfect. You can fill a pretty good amount. I mean, sometimes it's better to have a little area to fill than just a closed, tight coat, you know. So, enough blabber. Let me see if I can get something cut here. So do I just take the gamble and cut them both at once? Sure. I'm doing it. I'm just gonna make it 15 inches. This is a little playroom. here. Right. Come shoot for. So I'm gonna just throw a mark on that. I'm gonna throw a mark on the bottom. I'm gonna attempt to bandsaw that angle on there and just kind of see what I can come up with. I'm not a professional chassis builder, so don't start hating on me. Alright. Let's come over here this unit. Wow. I couldn't do that again if I tried. Look at that. See what I mean? About there's just gonna be a little bit of area that you gotta fill with no cope. I mean, it really ain't that bad. So we're just gonna roll with no copes, I think. So now I need to cut my other angle. My other angle is down here on the transmission low. Cut that, and I can just match the other one to it. Because we offset our bracket on the transmission. I know that this is in the center because I set it up on the welding table that way. So all I have to do is trace the other angle on the other side and get this angle right. Should be in business. So I'm just gonna come back to my old marker here. I'm just gonna use the flatness of this to make a mark on here. Now what's gonna be kind of tricky, this gets rotated a little bit. So I have to make sure our rotation's kind of right when we cut this. I'll just sand this in because we'll just play around with it. I probably should just leave this running. I think it's gonna look like that. Let's take a bite and see what happens. I miss it or rear-end it. Oh, I missed it a little bit, but nothing we can't fix. And take some more off the very back of it. Get closer. A little more. I'm just marking where the touch, and I'm just going to take some off. So keep sneaking up on it till I get it. Well, we're just about we're about in the gap jumping distance here. Maybe just a little bit more. Well, I think I live with that. There we go. There's our piece. So now I just need to copy it on the other side. Copy it on the other side and we'll tack it all up. I got this thing all kind of cleaned up, all the scale off the top. Got it radiused out a little bit. So this time, instead of just getting an eyeball straight, I'm gonna actually put my angle finder on it and get it sitting level. You know, just cause. So here. Now, should go like that right there. Well, I'm gonna, before I get all crazy here, I'm gonna get the welder drug over here. Makes more sense. All right, so looks like we're ready to tack these pieces in. Now this is where everybody's gonna laugh at me, because I ain't got no friends to help me hold my stuff, so I gotta use these little magnetic friends that get distracted easy. And they don't really work the greatest. But hey, that ain't bad. I'm gonna work with that. Oh man, I might be onto something here. Stay. 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 turn the old motor up just a little bit. I'm using my trigger. My trigger is just on off, so I don't want to have to hold this, use the pedal, and well at the same time. So we'll use the old trigger later here. Alright, it'll fall off. Oh yeah. That was really hot and fast with the TIG welder. We about made a hole. Might even turn it down just a fraction. Here we go. That. This might not look too bad. This might not look too bad. I put me a line up here so that each side here and here is the same distance down from the top of this assembly. And so it end up at the same place down here. I think we tack it before it moves on us. Oh boy, that's not gonna work. They moved over here a mile. The mountain just don't fit as good as the other one. I think I'm gonna try it again. Just work that out there real quick. Try that one more time. Wow. She's tacked on there. Pour it out of the way here. That steering column attached. I gotta sit in it and test it out. Look at that. Steering column looks pretty symmetrical. Looks pretty cool. It's like you can mount as if you wanted to mount a like a race pack off this, he could. Yeah. Best part about a mini rod is you see steering wheel and then a blown Hemi right up front of you. That's really all you see. Pretty cool. All right, so I think I don't know. I hope I got the steering wheel to where it's tilted up enough. I don't know. I think it is, but you know, I'm the guy that's gonna be driving this is a little bit taller than me, and my knees ain't really into the steering wheel. My arm's stretched out a little bit. I feel like I'm right. I don't know. I guess if you don't like it, we'll move it. Okay. Turned out pretty good. All well to do, but we'll do that at a later day. I just needed to get it on here so I can start getting the steering shaft ran. Alright. Alright, so I'm about to call tonight. I got a little mock-up going here of the steering shaft. I'll go down to the rack that mounts way down underneath there. So that's done. And tomorrow night we'll focus on getting that in. I gotta put the rack back together. I gotta weld that up. And I gotta fix this disaster. This is about a weekly occurring thing as I get a broken header. Same guy all the time. I don't understand what we got going on. So gotta fix that. So he has an event coming up, so I need to fix that. So till tomorrow night. See y'all later.